guys, welcome to F1 Podcast, episode 54. Thanks very much for watching. Well, the man sitting to my left is Max, and I'm Pep. And mate, we've been watching the testing in Barcelona and also in Valencia. Actually, we haven't been watching it, we've been looking at it on the internet and checking out the times and things. And mate, it's been a bit of a strange old testing, I've got to say. We've had people like Nakajima on top, we've had Webber. As usual, you don't know what you can take out of testing, mate. But what have you thought so far on the testing in Spain?
It's been a pretty interesting test. I think we could all safely say that Ferrari at this late stage of testing look particularly strong. McLaren again looking strong, probably slightly up a pace to Ferrari, but strong nonetheless. It's a couple of teams I've been impressed with, mate, and I know you have as well, with Team Willie. The Williams has been going along very well, so it's a pleasant surprise to actually hear that and to see the Williams are doing well in early season testing.
Yeah, mate, we saw the new livery, and that looks pretty good, I've got to say. But what do you think with the Williams, Max? Do you reckon it's aero, or is it is the Toyota engine taking a step up, or what's going on with Williams? They look pretty good, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. I think Williams now better understand the Toyota power plant. This is the second season that they're running a Toyota engine. I think Nico Rosberg has come along in leaps and bounds as a driver, and I think he's getting the maximum out of whatever car he's given nowadays. Aero, no doubt about it. The car looks quick as well, but I think they have finally got the aero right on this car, or they're close to getting it right. I've been very impressed with them, and I've been impressed with their reliability as well. They're not making a big song and dance about it. They know they need more speed, as we all do.
Yeah.
But this Williams car looks capable to me, mate, with one test session to go.
Yeah, I agree, Max, and let's hope that they can make the next step. I actually think, I really hope this year that a few teams can obviously step up and can have a few more constructors and drivers winning races, but
or at the least getting on a podium, or
exactly,
some strong fourth places or whatever. Yeah.
And of course, at this time of year, everyone's talking up their chances, and everyone's giving their ideas about how they're going to do, and everyone's confident, which is great as usual, mate. But with the Williams, I like the black livery that they were running during testing. But the new car looks great. The aero looks great, and hopefully they'll take the next step, mate.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, so we've had we've had Webber on the top of the charts, mate. We've had Nakajima
twice, I might say, twice.
Yeah. So testing continues, and there's not really too much. Only 3 weeks to go, mate. 3 weeks to go until the season starts. So a little bit more testing to go, but
one more test next week to wrap things up at Barcelona. I think we'll see. I know Toyota have got a new aero kit coming out very quickly, and apparently it's a major one. This is the time to test that sort of thing, mate. And I think we'll see other teams as well coming out with new bits of aero as well to put onto their cars before the season opener in Melbourne on March 16. So we're down the pointy end of testing now, as we all know. And I think after next week we'll get a better indication of where teams really are.
It's actually getting pretty close to where we have to give our predictions, Max, our calls for the year. But mate, the best thing that I saw in the last couple of hours, actually it was just yesterday, was that Michael's going to be testing Michael Schumacher next week, as you would have read. And I thought it was, Michael's a smart operator. He knows what he's doing, and the fact that he's testing alongside Kimi at the same circuit on the same day is no coincidence, Max.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the old bull versus the young bull. And of course, if Michael beats Kimi, then Kimi will turn around and say, well, I was just doing aero work and pit stops and the like. It wasn't
fuel differences.
It wasn't a race to see who was quicker or anything. And as will Michael no doubt say, if Kimi beats him, so it'll be great to see them both out on track.
Yeah, and mate, I agree with what you said a few minutes ago that definitely the Ferrari's looking the best package at the moment, and McLaren really need to take the next step as well.
Yeah, there or thereabouts.
We keep talking about the next step, but really McLaren are at least a few tenths, if not maybe up to a second a lap behind, as far as I can see at the moment. I know it's testing, but as I've said before, Max, at some point during testing, you need to, really let go.
Really
and
go for it. Yeah.
Go for it and see what your true pace is.
As I said, I think McLaren are there or thereabouts. I don't think they're that far behind Ferrari, but in saying that, they are slightly behind Ferrari at this late stage. But for all intents and purposes, both teams have a very quick and a very stable car. Mate, what are your thoughts on the BMW?
Well, mate, we said in the last couple of podcasts that they've been improving, and I've said to a couple of people in comments as well that I really hope that they can start to win some races this year, actually. And Nick Heidfeld and Kubica are more and more confident. So I really hope that they're going to do that, and let's see them on the podium regularly, and maybe even a race win. God help us, Max.
I think BMW will progress towards the probably just before the beginning of the middle of the year. From what I understand, the car's fairly quick, but it's quite a complex car, quite a complicated car, and they haven't extracted full benefit out of the package yet. And I think BMW would be the first to admit that they've got a bit of work to do. There's no doubt about it. It's quicker than last year's car, as Heidfeld has said.
Yeah.
But I don't yet think they've harnessed the full potential of the car, and we won't see that for a couple of races, I wouldn't imagine, mate. Once we get back to Europe, we'll probably start to see all the teams improve even more.
Yeah.
But still quick for all intents and purposes. But it'll be good to see BMW start to step up to the plate after the first couple of races in particular.
Yeah. The other one that's come up this week is Renault. A lot of people have been saying, and actually someone commented on our channel about, are they sandbagging? And my short answer, Max, is no. No, they're not. Their pace is genuine, or lack of pace. Renault have still got to do quite a lot of work, and I think there was talk about Alonso and Piquet being sort of midfield or something this week, Max.
Upper midfield.
Yeah, and I agree with that. They're not sandbagging. It's genuine slowness.
Okay, hard-hitting comments there from the young man. I too think Renault have some issues. At this late stage of testing, they should be further up than where they are. The last test, and again, as we all know, you can't take too much out of testing, but I thought it interesting that they were half a second off Nakajima's quickest time in Catalonia. Sign of things to come, I don't know. But I haven't been convinced yet that Renault have unlocked that car at the moment. But let's also not forget that with the Renault, last year they had Kovalainen racing for them. First year in Formula One, so wouldn't have been able to have developed the car as say, a Fisichella. But then again, you had Fizzy there, who, in my opinion, was beyond it. So he's probably not going to.
Oh, they had Fizzy. Thank God for that.
Yeah. Woo!
Oh, jeez.
So they didn't have the benefit of two drivers giving perhaps excellent feedback or whatever way you want to describe it. I don't know. And some people will disagree and say, well, hang on, Fizzy's had a couple of hundred Grand Prix starts. He know how to develop a car. We all know the R27 was a dog, but unfortunately Fizzy's best days were behind him, mate. Anyway, so.
Yeah, and as we all know, mate, Renault started development of this year's car very early.
Yeah.
So there really is no excuses.
There's no excuse.
They've won 2 world titles in the recent few championships, and they've got Alonso, so there's no excuses. But we'll see.
Do you think Alonso will smack Nelson Piquet this year, or do you think Nelsinho?
I think Nelson will do pretty well this year. I think Alonso will probably beat Nelson, but. Yeah, I really think Nelson Piquet. Oh, he's dropped the junior now. No more junior.
No more junior.
Did you read that?
Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, that's a huge step. That's a huge step.
So, yeah, I think that Alonso will beat him. But
I think Alonso will smack him this year.
Smack him about.
I think Piquet, he talks the talk. It'll be interesting to see if he can walk the walk, but I think Alonso's true class will shine through, and he'll teach the young fellow a thing or two.